Why? Why did you wake up? Why? Why? Why did you wake up? Why did you wake up? Did you wake up for this? Why? Why did you wake up? Why did you wake up? Find out answers to this question and more on this versus of Goat vs. Fish in the Morning. Welcome to Goat vs. Fish in the Morning with Goat vs. Fish. And you, our loyal viewer. Remember to like the stream and to comment and to say, why did you wake up? Why did you wake up? We want to hear from you. Like, subscribe, and comment and all that verses, and let's get started with Goat vs. Fish. Hi everyone. Hi everyone and welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Hi everyone and welcome to Goat vs. Fish. It's time to start our morning verses. Let's clear the board. It was a close versus versus with both Goat and Fish having nearly equal numbers and contributions. But you never know what's going to happen today. You never know what's going to happen this week. You never know what's going to happen this month, this year, this second. It could all change in a versus. Everything could change in a versus. Why did you wake up this morning? That was a question given to Goat vs. Fish as we were titling the stream, and Goat vs. Fish, we give this question back to you. The one true question is, are you goat or are you fish? And yet the universe is filled with so many lesser questions that we can ponder. And with the help of Goat vs. Fish, perhaps we'll find an answer. Farewell, farewell to the old verses, and in with the new. Hello to you. And there we are, a nice, clean verses. Let us say farewell. Farewell to the sound of where the land meets the sea. And here we are with Goat versus Fish, and we already have some Goat and Fish joining us in the verses. We have Tabernacle Fairy, who says hi. Hi, Tabernacle Fairy. Are you goat or fish? We have Chewy Slaps, who says, it's never too early. It's never too early to choose goat or fish. It's never too early for Goat versus Fish. It's never too late for Goat versus Fish. And it's never too Goat versus Fish. And it's never Goat versus Fish. It's always Goat versus Fish, even when you say it's not. Tabernacle Fairy says, it wasn't worth it. Why did you get up? It wasn't worth it. Now, that's an assessment, but still, why? Why did you think it would be worth it? Did you think it would be worth it to get up? And why did you get up? Now you know it wasn't worth it, but perhaps you thought it would be when you woke up. Why did you wake up? Why did you wake up? Pickletone you says celebration and goat. Celebration for goat indeed. We have our first goat of the verses. Chewy Slaps also says goat and a mighty celebration for goat. Pickletone you says, when are you going back to California or Florida? Goat versus Fish is in California now. Goat versus Fish is in Los Angeles now. Goat versus Fish will be at the Comedy Store Los Angeles tonight at 10:30 p.m. in the Belly Room for the Ding Dong Show. And Goat versus Fish will be at the Universal Bar and Grill at 7 p.m. in Los Angeles. When are you coming back to California? Waldo0120 says fish supremacy. We have our first fish declaration. And celebration for fish. Comedy night at the Comedy Store. Why, of course. And over on YouTube, we have BBDH187 who says, celebration. I woke up because my back hurt and I was cold. Yes. When we lay to rest, sometimes it can be the pinnacle of comfort. But other verses, we can become restless. And we can know that really to move about, it is to move about that will bring us some comfort. Some verses we lay down and we remain stationary to be comfortable. Other verses we wish to move around, we wish to move about. It's a very goat and fish kind of situation. Sometimes you need the goats to be comfortable, sometimes you need the fish. It's an eternal balance of goat versus fish that will happen throughout your life. The Artman Presents is here with Goat versus Fish. The Artman Presents, known for going out into the world and asking questions like, why are you so drunk? I woke up to watch Goat versus Fish. Now that's a versus! Celebration for Artman! The Artman Presents says, I woke up to watch Goat versus Fish, and that's a great versus to ask Goat versus Fish. And Pickletone you, are you goat or are you fish? If you're not waking up to watch Goat versus Fish, then wake up to watch Artman and the Artman Presents. Wake up. BBDH187 5 adds, I also woke up because I'm not dead yet. Yes, you are still here. You're still alive. You can do things. You can choose goat. You can choose fish. You can get off the fence. You can versus the fish. You can versus the goat. It's a great versus to know you're alive. Such a happy versus. You're growing inside. Artman Presents adds, I also woke up because my dog, is a dog a goat or a fish, had to go outside. She has a button she presses and the noise is really loud. Well, perhaps you knew exactly what you were doing. You knew exactly what you were doing when you set up. We presume that you are the one who created this noise so that this catfish or dogfish could, or cat goat, dog goat could tell you when they had to go outside. It can be true when you are living with another creature, when you are cohabitating with a goat or perhaps a fish, then that goat and fish, it has needs. It has needs. It has needs that need to be addressed, and sometimes it is you that will be helping to address those needs. So you will not be able to just languish and lie there and rot in your bed, and doom scroll forever. There will be someone, be they goat or fish, that you have to tend to, and that can get you up, As a matter of verses, you out there watching this stream, goat versus fish, it could be said that goat versus fish got up for you. Goat versus fish got up just for you. Aww. Goat versus fish got up just for you because we could hear you clamoring, saying, where's goat versus fish? Oh, no. I don't know if I can get off the fence today. But Goat vs. Fish is here to say that you can get off the fence today. You can choose goat or fish. And Goat vs. Fish is here for you, so thank you for being the reason that Goat vs. Fish got up today to bring you the live living stream of Goat vs. Fish. So as you are going off to be exploited by the man, and by the verses, ask the man if the man is a goat or if the man is a fish. This is the first thing you can do in order to get one over on the man. When you're out there busting your hump for the man in order to earn a few coins to send Goat vs. Fish's way, know that Goat vs. Fish is here to encourage you. Goat vs. Fish is here to remind you that you can triumph, and it's Monverses. Many of your weeks are just starting now. And who is Goat vs. Fish? Not to start the week with you. Goat vs. Fish is here to start strong with you. We start strong so we can gradually get beat down and become weaker and totally exhausted, even if you just start strong for like 1 second. And then the fence brings you down. At least you were strong for that 1 second with Goat vs. Fish. One beautiful, glorious moment of strength to start off your verses. And remember, Goat and Fish, here watching the living streams of Goat vs. Fish, or perhaps you're watching the VOD after verses. This verses belongs to you. This moment belongs to you. When you wake up and you are taking care of yourself, and you're heading out the verses, remember to take a verses. Ask yourself, am I goat or fish? Choose goat or fish. And then celebration yourself. This verses belongs to you. Yes, you may be going to sit on the fence for your labors. Yes, maybe you have to go out and versus the goat. Maybe you have to go out and versus the fish. There's lots of things that you have to do, and lots of goat and fish vying for your attention. But remember these precious moments. Remember to take this precious moment and know that your life belongs to you. And you are a goat or a fish, and it's all part of Goat versus Fish. Celebration. Celebration for Goat versus Fish. Celebration for Goat versus Fish. Russell Harwood 420 says, hello, Goat versus Fish. Hello, Russell Harwood 420. Pickle Chonu says, it's expensive to sit on the fence. It can be very pricey to sit on the fence. Think of all those missed opportunities. Oh no, what have you done? You missed them all. Alpha Wolf 72 says, such words of wisdom. What would you do without the wisdom of Goat versus Fish? You'll never know, because you just got the wisdom of Goat versus Fish. And so now you will never know what it's like not to have it. Celebration. 99 LSD OCD says, I pledged my life to Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish takes your life that you pledged to Goat versus Fish, and Goat versus Fish gives your life back to you. By the benevolence of Goat versus Fish, your life has been returned to you. Wow, Goat versus Fish gave me my life back. Goat versus Fish gave me my life. It's all thanks to the benevolence of Goat versus Fish. Here, your life, it's returned to you. Enjoy it. Hold your life. It's yours now. It was Goat versus Fish's just temporarily, but then we gave it back to you. It would be rude of Goat versus Fish not to accept the pledge of your life to Goat versus Fish. Not to give it back to you, but as long as you're pledging your life to Goat versus Fish, then please donate insane amounts of money to Goat versus Fish. After all, your money or your life? False question. Goat or fish? That's the verses. Jollosaurus is back. Many morning celebrations, Goat versus Fish. Many morning celebrations. Let's have many morning celebrations. That was one celebration. Let's have one more. That was 2 morning celebrations, but you said many morning celebrations. We think that for it to be many, there should be at least 3. Many morning celebrations to you, many morning celebrations to you. Artman Presents adds, I noticed that goat is red and fish is blue on your sign. Is this political? Is this political? Ah, goat versus fish. We have something to show to you. We have something to show to you. You say goat is red and fish is blue. Well, then how do you explain this? Then how do you explain this? How do you explain this? You just think you know everything about goat versus fish. You think goat is red and fish is blue. Well, what do you say to this? Well, what do you say to this? Now suddenly your whole world is turned upside down. Suddenly goat is red and fish is blue. No, fish is red and goat is blue. Fish is red and goat is blue. Oh, my verses. Oh, my verses. What say you now, Artman? What say you now? You just thought you knew everything about goat versus fish. But you have so much more to learn. You have so much more to learn. You have so much more to learn. Yes, yes, yes. It's time now. It's time now for our morning cup. It's time for the morning cup. Time for our morning cup, everyone. Ozeka Loffer, welcome back to Goat vs. Fish. You say life is liquid? Well, you might just be right about that. Time for our morning cup. Enjoy some Goat vs. Fish ASMR. Refreshing. Very refreshing. Well, wasn't that some delicious verses? Forgotten Virtue says, to get to work on time. Why did you get up? To get to work on time. To get to work on time. Ganja Fairy says, I came in at a good time. Welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Welcome to Goat vs. Fish. You came at a great time. We're very happy you here. Psychic Buckeye 12 is back in the verses. Celebration for Psychic Buckeye 12, who's back in the verses of Goat vs. Fish. Appreciation for being here with Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish is back. You're back. Russell Hardwood 420 is Goat. And it's time to count the goat and fish. It's time to start our counting of the goat and fish. Fish and goat. Fish. Let's start off with a little musication in the mornings. We do a tuning, just like you get yourself ready, just like you prepare yourself for what you have to do. Oh, yes. Ganja Fairy says, Ganja Fairy says, I woke up to take a bong rip. We believe that. We believe that. We believe that. We're just adding a bit of echo to Goat versus Fish. Yes. We're never certain just how much echo to add to Goat versus Fish. Let's start with our morning verses. Let's start out with our morning verses. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish is goat versus fish. And it is what it is. Goat versus fish, the mighty goatfish. Goat versus fish is a goat and a fish. And the goat and fish versus. Goat versus fish brings the verses to you. We promise the verses we tell you are true. What's goat versus fish? You haven't a clue. But it is something to do. Do. It is something to do, and it comes from within you. It's a land of goat and a sea of fish. It's a sea of fish and a land of goat. There's no need for pretense. Do not sit on the fence. This is goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. This is goat versus fish. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. It was writ, it was wrote. Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish. It's your true become wish. Goat are always versus the fish. Fish are always versus the goat. And it was written and it was wrote that goat versus fish and fish versus goat. If that doesn't make any sense, just please, please don't sit on the fence. No, 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 don't sit on the fence. It's goat versus fish. And the unity of goat. Fish. Goat versus fish. And there we have the verses, and there we have the verses. So, are you goat or are you fish? It's time to start counting. It's time to start counting our morning verses. Now would be a great time to type goat or fish in the chat, be you on Twitch or be you on YouTube, because we want to know if you're goat or fish. Of course, we will be keeping track of how many goat and how many fish are in this verses. We'll also be keeping track of the fence sitters, but we don't really keep close count on those because really we just want them to be goat or fish. Also, now is a great verses to subscribe to Goat vs. Fish, to drop a like on the living stream of Goat vs. Fish, to make a monetary contribution to Goat vs. Fish, because we will be counting all of your contributions to Goat vs. Fish. So Goat vs. Fish will leave a link in the chat now. Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, all at GoatVsFish. And, of course, Goat vs. Fish will provide a link for you where you can make a donation or a contribution to Goat vs. Fish. It's time to start counting the verses. And we have J Qual. We said J Qual, who says fish, celebration for fish. And we want you to hear the sound of the marking of the goat and fish. So watch this. We're going to take this. We're going to take this right here so you can hear it. Now you can really hear the sound of fish. Celebration for fish. Dizzy Be Busy says goat. Celebration for goat. We've got a goat and we've got a fish in the verses of Goat vs. Fish. Appreciation. Russell Harwood 420 says, I am forever goat. Remember, when you declare goat or fish, you can say why. You can say why you choose goat or fish. You can say how you versus the goat. You can say how you versus the fish. Maybe you're using those mighty horns. Maybe you're slapping those mighty fins. Or you can tell us, why did you get up this morning? Why did you get up? Why did you wake up at all? Why did you wake up at all? Why did you wake up at all? Have a look at that. Why did you wake up? Why did you wake up? Why did you wake up? What a lovely title card, Goat vs. Fish. You've really outdone yourself. And here we are. BBDH187 says fish. Celebration for fish. 99 LSD OCD says, I am goat. Declared. Celebration for goat. And you wish Frank Zappa were around for this? Yes, Goat vs. Fish wishes that Frank Zappa were around in the chat right now. That's also true. 99 LSD OCD says, I woke up to celebrate Goat vs. Fish. Celebration for Goat vs. Fish. Psychic Buckeye 12 says goat, the psychic goat. That's 3 goat and 2 fish. That's 3 goat and 2 fish. And we've got Dr. Get Good Gaming. Welcome back to Goat vs. Fish, who says goat. We've got a goat who's a doctor who's getting good at gaming. Dr. Get Good Gaming, why did you wake up? Forgotten Virtue, the keeper of Goat vs. Fish Thursdays, is here in the verses. Forgotten Virtue, are you goat or fish? Have you forgotten the one true question? It's time again to answer. Artman presents We see Goat from Artman Presents, and we see Fish from BBDH 187. So let's get a goat and a fish. Over there on YouTube, appreciation. That's one fish for BBDH. And that's one goat for Artman. Artman Presents. Zeke Lawfer says, is Fish always Fish America? Is Fish always Fish America? Sometimes it's Goat America. Sometimes it's Goat America, sometimes it's Fish America, sometimes it's Verse America, sometimes it's Fence America. Some might even see that Fish America is secretly controlled by a cabal of fence sitters who have no allegiance to goat or fish or to the verses of Goat versus Fish, but only wish to elevation themselves higher and higher on the fence, separating goat from fish by the power of fences so that they cannot versus one another. Some would even say that the goat and fish who conduct your legislation were bought off by fence sitters long ago. J Stick says, hello, I'm a fish. Celebration for Fish. Hi, Fish. Why did you wake up, Fish? Why did you wake up? For this? Celebration for Fish. Ganja Fairy is here. Ganja Fairy is here for the musications. Ganja Fairy, are you goat or are you fish? We want to hear from you. Russell Harwood 420 is goat. Did we count the Russell Harwood goat? We did count the Russell Harwood goat. Alpha Wolf says, bruh. Pickle Cho New. Jollosaurus, are you goat or fish? Pickle Cho New, are you goat or are you fish? Alpha Wolf, are you goat or are you fish? Chewy Slap says goat. Just slapping, chewily slapping the fish. Chewy slapping the fish. And we have Waldo. We found you, 0120, who says Fish Supremacy. That's a versus for Fish. Where's Waldo? The Waldo is fish, probably in a lake somewhere, or maybe a pond or a river or a fish bowl. Tabernacle Fairy, are you goat or fish? Ham Mods enters the verses. I have returned, they say, after missing many of verses. I am a fish swimming through Monday. And with that fish, Ham Mods, welcome back to Goat versus Fish. We now have 6 goat and 6 fish. We have 6 goat and 6 fish. It's an even versus. Can we get one Twitch subscription for goat or for fish? Can we get one versus? For goat or fish to break this fencing tie? Ozeki Loffer says, last time I was potato goat on the fence. Now I choose goat fully. Celebration. Ozeek is choosing goat. Celebration for goat. Potato, pafisho, pagodo. Appreciation. So that's our count now. With Ozeek Loffer off of the fence. Loffer the fence. We have 7 goat and we have 6 fish. And that's the current verses. Thank you for your participation. Ganja Fairy celebration goat. And Jollosaurus did a celebration for fish 9 and 10 minutes ago. So we're going to add another goat and fish to the verses. We will consider this a declaration. So that means 8 goat and 7 fish. Forgotten Virtue says, do not rush the preparations. Forgotten Virtue still has not chosen goat or fish. Forgotten Virtue, as is so often the verses, sits on the fence. We've got a big old fence sitter in Forgotten Virtue. And there's Forgotten Virtue on the fence. There's your little fence creature. The goat and fish, they're waiting for you. They're having a nice, close, tight verses. And you and your fencing ways, it's not advancing Goat versus Fish. It's not advancing Goat versus Fish in the least. Oh, Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish. So that's our counting of the goat and fish. We did a musication, and now we think it's time for it's Monday call-ins, Goat and Fish. It's Monday call-ins with Goat versus Fish. What's a morning show without a call-in for Goat versus Fish? We think we should have some. Call-ins here on Goat versus Fish. And don't we have the verses over there? Goat versus fish is quite standing in front of it. So let's... Maybe if you put the verses there. No, you can't see the verses there. It's not quite high enough. Not quite high enough. We would have to put some. We would have to put it on a verses. Let's heighten the verses. There it can be seen, but it can be seen, but not quite high enough. Not quite high enough. Well, in any verses, here's the goat versus fish phone. There's the phone of goat versus fish. There's the phone of goat versus fish. So let's try some goat versus fish call-in. Let's try some goat versus fish call-in. We will modification the title. We'll modification the title of the Twitch stream to call in. Why did you wake up? 747 221 747 221 GVF 0. That's 747 221 4830. And there's the verses. Now let's get the hotline. There's Goat versus Fish hotline. There's Goat versus Fish hotline. And let's make it. Don't call in just yet. Don't call in just yet. Don't call in just yet. Not yet on Goat versus Fish. We're almost ready for you to call in to Goat versus Fish. You could try calling into Goat versus Fish, but Goat versus Fish won't answer. Not just yet. Let's try this versus. Let's try this versus. Let's try this versus. Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish. GVF 0. 747 221 4830. That would appear to be the verses. Let's try this. Let's try this. Goat versus Fish. There we are. There's the Goat versus Fish hotline. And we will add some filters to that versus. We'll add a scroll to that. Scroll. Just a slight scroll. Just a slight, just for fun type scroll. Just for fun type scroll of Goat versus Fish. There we are. There we are. And now it's time to open the lines. It's time to open the lines. Well, Mom says, I woke up because others are taking their forever sleep. Excellent. It's time for you to be awake while they sleep. If Goat is awake while the fish are sleeping, then Goat can take advantage. Goat can take advantage. Wow, Mom, are you Goat or are you Fish? Goat versus Fish. Psychic Buckeye 12 says, random stoner nerd said to mark a fish. Said to mark a fish. Very well. The random stoner nerd shall have fish. And Wow Mom shall have goat. Fish just can't catch a versus. There's a new fish, and there's a new goat. Goat still in the lead. 9 goat. 9 goat to 8 fish. 9 goat to 8 fish. The Goat versus Fish hotline is open now. You can call Goat versus Fish. You can tell Goat versus Fish why you woke up. Cadeau is now here in the verses who says celebration for Goat. Goat pulling ahead by 1 even more. Celebration for Goat. Celebration for you, Cadeau. That makes 10 goat. That makes 10 goat. So you can call Goat versus Fish. Yes, this is a real versus. Goat versus Fish is a real versus. You can call 747-221-4830, and you can be connected to the Goat versus Fish hotline. You can talk to Goat versus Fish. You can tell us your woes. You can tell us your troubles. You can tell us what you're getting up to today. You can ask about romantical advice. You can confide your deepest, darkest secrets in Goat versus Fish. You can even call Goat versus Fish, and you can say, hey, I don't like you, Goat versus Fish, and I'm here to tell you why, and we can have a little productive conversation about it. Also, if you are listening to this stream after the verses, you can call 747-221-GVF0. That's 747-221-4830, and you can leave a message for Goat versus Fish. You can leave a message for Goat versus Fish on the Goat versus Fish answering machine. And Goat versus Fish would say to all of you, by all verses, call Goat versus Fish. When Goat versus Fish is not live, leave a message on the Goat versus Fish hotline. Leave a message, and maybe we'll turn it into another Goat versus Fish podcast, one of these verses. Into another Goat versus Fish podcast, one of these verses. So yes, we've got Goat and Fish here. We've got Goat and Fish here. The lines are open. The lines are open. As you can see, we're just waiting. 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 This phone call brought to you by Fisher Price. Brought to you by Fisher Price, which has fish. Has fish right there. Fisher Price. Fisher Price. But it's not fish or price. It's fish or goat. Fish or goat. But yes, this is a classic versus. This is a classic versus. You can drive around in it. Hello. Hello, Goat versus Fish. Hello. Hi, yes, this is Goat versus Fish. Mr. Hinklesworth is now in the YouTube chat. Mr. Hinklesworth is here. And Mr. Hinklesworth declares fish. Celebration for Hinkfish. Celebration for Hinkfish. Fish now with 9 to 10 Goat. Goat pulled ahead by 2 for a brief versus, but now, thanks to Mr. Hinklesworth, we now have 9 fish. 9 fish to 10 Goat, 9 fish to 10 Goat. And Tyrus with 200 bits. Celebration. Tyrus with our first contribution for this versus of Goat versus Fish. And Weed Pipe comes in with the fish. And with that versus with Weed Pipe choosing fish, with Weed Pipe choosing fish. A cloud of puffy fish, a cloud of puffy smoke for that fish, and Tyrus being a known fish, blub, 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 Fish has taken the lead from Goat. That's 200 for Fish, that's 200 for Fish. We've got 11. We've got 11 fish, we've got 10 Goat, we've got 1 fence sitter, and we have 200 points. We have 200 points for Fish, but not so fast. The Uber Kitten says Goat for life. The Uber Kitten says Goat for life. And we have 11 Goat and 11 Fish. We have 11 Goat and 11 Fish. The difference now being Tyrus's 200. Tyrus's 200. Appreciation for Tyrus's 200. Keeping the Goat versus Fish live streams coming to you every versus, every single versus. Tyrus 4191 with 200. Your consistent and forever contribution to Goat versus Fish. When you make a contribution to Goat vs. Fish, no matter how large, no matter how small. It helps keep Goat vs. Fish. Funding has been slashed for Goat vs. Fish. Funding has been slashed for Goat vs. Fish. In Fishmerica, don't you know that they've been slashing funding for the broadcast of Goat vs. Fish? Oh, my verses. Goat vs. Fish. Let's have Goat vs. Fish not have to depend on the private sector for funding. Goat vs. Fish would rather depend on Goat and Fish like you. Appreciation to Tyrus4191 with 200 for Goat versus Fish. And the Uber Kitten says Goat for live. Well, if you're not calling in, that's okay. You can still answer the question of Goat versus Fish now that you have chosen Goat or Fish. The Uber Kitten, why did you wake up? Why did you wake up? Tyrus4191, why did you wake up? Why did you wake up? Some of you may be driving to work right now. Goat vs. Fish has been pondering about all the talk radio that you could be listening to. But really, you should be listening to Goat vs. Fish. So some of you might be listening to the live stream of Goat vs. Fish through your car speakers. Cars that have both horns and fins. We know that fast cars can have fins and can have horns, so we're not saying your car's a goat or a fish. That's between you and your car. Goat vs. Fish is not trying to get between you and your car. Goat vs. Fish is just trying to permeate your brain and your both sub and super consciousness so that you are thinking about Goat vs. Fish at all times. And so that all the work that you do is done with Goat vs. Fish guiding you so that if you fail, you can blame Goat vs. Fish, and if you succeed, you can thank Goat vs. Fish, and that in either verses, it's Goat vs. Fish. And then when you finally get that promotion and your boss says, how do you do it? How is it that you were able to make so much profit? And you just say, well, I listen to Goat vs. Fish every morning. I have a nice hot cup of verses. I choose Goat or Fish, and I get off that fence. And then your boss says, wow, Goat vs. Fish sounds really great. I'll have to look into that. We have Redco. We have Red Code Redemption CW. Red Code Redemption CW. Goat versus Fish. Red Code Redemption CW says, count my goat. For Goat and 200 for Goat. Tyrus is 200. Tyrus' 200 has been matched by Goat. We have Goat versus Fish. We just put the verses right there. We just had the verses. Goat versus Fish. Just put the celebration. 200 for Goat from Red Code Redemption CW. Appreciation. Why did you get up this morning? And with that verses, Goat and Fish are now on this Monday morning on this verses completely even. Can you believe that, Goat and Fish? 12 Goat. Oh, my verses. No, it's 12 Goat and 11 Fish. It's 12 Goat and 11 Fish. Goat have now exceeded Fish by 1 Goat, and with 200 for Goat and with 200 for Goat, thanks to the 200-bit contribution, Goat and Fish, we have 200 for Goat, we have 200 for Fish, 12 Goat and 11 Fish. Fish now ever so slightly behind Goat with 1 more Goat than Fish, with 1 more Goat than Fish. And appreciation, Red Code Redemption CW, who says, I woke up to vote Goat. I woke up to vote Goat. And your vote has been counted. Your vote has been counted. Appreciation from Goat versus Fish. Appreciation from Goat versus Fish. This is now the 4th verses in a row that Goat versus Fish has come to you live in the morning. Goat versus Fish is thinking we do morning Goat versus Fish streams. We try to do morning Goat versus Fish streams, and then perhaps in the evening we can book guests. We can book guests to be on Goat versus Fish. But with viewers like you, with views like these, with so many of you watching Goat versus Fish, so many of you turning out to be part of the verses of Goat versus Fish, maybe we could entice someone to come to an early recording of Goat versus Fish. Say, hey, why don't you come over early to the studio of Goat versus Fish, and let's get on with the verses, There's a new fence sitter in town by the verses. This fence sitter likes corners. The name of this fence sitter is Sumisuki. The name of this fence sitter is Sumisuki, or perhaps Smisky. Sumisuki is here, and Sumisuki may be hidden. It may be difficult to see Sumisuki because Sumisuki is about the same shade as the screen green that is currently behind Goat vs. Fish, so it may be difficult to be seen. But let's have a look. Let's have a look and see if Sumisuki can be seen and see what Sumisuki looks like, this fence sitter. Take a gander at your screens. Oh, yes. Oh, Sumisuki. Oh, no. Sumisuki can't be perceived. Sumisuki it's like, oh, look at this. It's like a ghost. It's like a ghostly versus. Oh, it's like a ghostly versus. Scarcely the outline of Sumisuki can be seen right here on Goat vs. Fish. Yes, this is the new fence sitter in town. Goat vs. Fish, better known in some verses as Yagi Vasuzusakana, went to the Japanese market, Mitsuwa, and Goat vs. Fish also went to the Wacko Soap plant here in Los Angeles, not the Wacko Soap plant. There was Sumisuki. Cursed Sumisuki, and look at it sitting there, clutching its knees, saying, oh, I don't know if I can get on with my life. I don't know if I'm too scared of the day. Oh, I'm frightened to make a choice or a commitment. Sumisuki, are you goat or are you fish? Nobody puts Sumisuki in a corner, even if you like to be there. The new fence sitter in town. The new fence sitter is in town. And here we have Jollosaurus, who says, cursed Sumisuki. We believe it's just Sumisuki. But maybe you know the verses. Jollosaurus, are you goat or are you fish? Yes, weed pipe fish. Remember, if you're on YouTube, please like the living stream of Goat vs. Fish. Jollosaurus. We have a very tight verses here. We have 12 goat and 11 fish and 200 for goat and 200 for fish. But are you goat or are you fish? Are you goat or are you fish? Jollosaurus. The verses is sticking. 747-221-4830. 747-221-GVF0. You can call in to Goat vs. Fish. You can go on a lunch break, or you can go into the broom closet, and you can call Goat vs. Fish. And if you're at work and you're in sales, you can call up Goat vs. Fish, and you can try to sell something to Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish will take your sales call. You can try, and someone is calling Goat vs. Fish, but that's not the verses. Someone's calling Goat vs. Fish. Someone's calling the cell phone of Goat vs. Fish, but we're not asking you to call the cell phone of Goat vs. Fish. We're asking you to call the Goat vs. Fish hotline. And Goat vs. Fish does not recognition this number at all to Goat vs. Fish. It looks like a totally fancy number. It's going straight to voicemail. Goat vs. Fish. We're not answering that verses. Well, sometimes you ask for a goat and you get a fish. Lol, imagine it is a sales call that got you. Well, that sales call did call Goat vs. Fish, but Goat vs. Fish not answering that verses. Goat vs. Fish is here to answer the Goat vs. Fish hotline. Jollosaurus says, I'm a mighty fish, but you already counted my celebrations, no cheating. Ah, Jollosaurus, you were counted this verses because yester verses was yester verses. We counted Jollosaurus this verses. Dale the Parrot says, I am a fish. Please, I love the merch I got. Dale the Parrot loves the merch. Ah, Goat vs. Fish does have some merch to send out. Dale the Parrot is fish. Celebration for fish. Let's get one more fish in the verses. And you may think that, now fish has evened out. Now we have 12 fish. We have 12 fish and 12 goat. You might think, it's an even verses. But one if by fish and two if by goat. Punky Doodle OG is back in Goat vs. Fish, and Punky Doodle OG says goat. Just when there's one more fish, in comes another goat. Psychic Buckeye 12 says, my sales pitch is right here, and posts a link that Goat vs. Fish can't see. We have 13 for goat. We have 12 for fish. We have 200 bits in contribution for goat. We have 200 bits in contribution for fish. Punky Doodle OG, welcome back to Goat vs. Fish. Dale the Parrot says, can you bring back the buttons? The buttons of Goat vs. Fish. The pins? You mean the pins of Goat vs. Fish? Well, Goat vs. Fish does have some pins. There's so much has to be done here on Goat vs. Fish. The store Goat vs. Fish, we have so much updating we have to do on the store. We need to change the entire format of the store. As a matter of verses, Goat vs. Fish is going to make it written on the to-do list of Goat vs. Fish right now. On the Things to Versus, Goat vs. Fish has here a Things to Versus list. Some of them are goat and some of them are fish. And we are going to make it written right here. Store update. But Goat vs. Fish, we could update the store all that we wish. But if Goat vs. Fish isn't going live, then it means fence all. And that's why Goat vs. Fish has been going live more frequently. We want you all to know that you can depend on Goat vs. Fish Live, the live interaction of Goat vs. Fish. And we also want you to be part of the live interaction of Goat vs. Fish so we can direct you to places online where you can support Goat vs. Fish. It seems that no one is here to want to call the Goat vs. Fish hotline. It seems you're all hotted out on Goat vs. Fish, so Goat vs. Fish, we're going to close the hotline. Farewell to the hotline. No more calling in to Goat vs. Fish. We've got something else to do. There's something else to do here on Goat vs. Fish. There's something else to do on Goat vs. Fish. First verses. Goat vs. Fish wants to get you over to YouTube. Goat vs. Fish wants you to like Goat vs. Fish on YouTube. We know that most of you are here on Twitch, but perhaps one of these verses, Goat vs. Fish, will end up on YouTube, where so many other viewers await Goat vs. Fish. Why just look on YouTube, where so many other viewers await Goat vs. Fish. Why just look on YouTube, where so many other viewers await Goat vs. Fish. Just look at that. Why just look on YouTube, where so many other there's Goat vs. Fish. Just look at that. Why just look on YouTube, where behold, other there's Goat vs. Fish. Just look at that. Why just look on YouTube? Goat versus Fish. There's Goat versus Fish. Just look at that. Why just look on YouTube? Goat versus Fish. There's Goat versus Fish. Just look at that. Goat versus Fish. 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 Goat versus Appreciation. Thank you for the reception, Goat vs. Fish. Cinema. Yes, you get Goat vs. Fish Cinema. First time chatter says SSB Kaioken. SSB Kaioken. SSB Kaioken. SSB Kaioken. Welcome, SSB Kaioken, to Goat vs. Fish, where we ask you the one true question. Are you goat or are you fish? Yes, Goat vs. Fish. It's true cinema. Goat vs. Fish is true cinema. SSB Kaioken, are you goat or are you fish? Now you can see that goat are in the lead by one. Goat are in the lead by one. There's 13 goat. There's 12 fish, and there's one naughty fence sitter. And $2 has been given to goat, and $2 has been given to fish. There's not yet any subscriptions. Thank you for following Goat vs. Fish. SSB Kaioken, SSB Kaioken. Thank you for following Goat vs. Fish. And are you goat or are you fish? So Goat vs. Fish, we were just showing you this versus. This is the YouTube stream of Goat vs. Fish. This is the YouTube stream of Goat vs. Fish, which went live 66 minutes ago. And there are 4 likes. There are 4 likes on the living stream. Goat vs. Fish is going to post the link right here in the chat, for you. And if you're watching on Twitch, Goat vs. Fish wants you to subscribe on YouTube to Goat vs. Fish. We want you to subscribe on YouTube to Goat vs. Fish. And we want you to like the stream. We want you to like the stream. When Goat vs. Fish refreshes this versus. If we see only 4 likes, Goat vs. Fish will be very, very displeased. Very, very displeased. So please like the stream. Please like the stream, and please subscribe to Goat vs. Fish and ring the bell. Ring the bell for notification. Ring the bell for notification. So the algorithm can't fence you out of Goat vs. Fish. Ring the bell. Ring the bell for notification. We'll give you to the count of Goat vs. Fish. We'll give you to the count of Goat vs. Fish to see how many of you have clicked that link and how many of you have liked the stream of Goat vs. Fish. We'll count down starting now. G. O. A. T. V. S. F. I. S. H. Goat vs. Fish. Time to refresh. Time to see what happens. We're refreshing now. We're refreshing now. We're going to see if Goat vs. Fish is very refreshed. Oh, you have earned yourself a reprieve because SSB, so it's super, we have heard of a Super Saiyajin, but what is an SSB Kaioken? Is that, why not SSG Kaioken, Super Saiyan Goat? But in any verses, SSB Kaioken chooses goat. Celebration for goat, celebration for goat. Goat. And let's get a goat in the verses. Goat pulling ahead now. We have 14 for goat. We have 12 for fish. 200 points for goat and 200 points for fish. Appreciation and celebration, and nice choice of goat. You have chosen goat. Why do you choose goat? Why do you choose goat? Why do you choose goat? Let's move camera 1. Camera 1, move over. Move over, camera 1. Why do you choose goat? Why do you choose goat? And let's have a look. Let's have a look now. Let's have a look now and refresh the verses. 4 likes. And by the power of Goat vs. Fish. Let's have a look now and refresh the verses. 4 likes. 8 likes for Goat vs. Fish. 8. And by the power of likes for Goat vs. Fish celebration. Super Saiyan Blue, and why not? And why not? And why not? We now have 8 likes in the verses. We said we now have 8. We said we now have 8 Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish saw 8 likes, but it still says 4 to Goat vs. Fish. Oh, because we have to have 8 because we have to update the verses. We now have 8 Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish saw 8 likes, but it still says 4 to Goat versus Fish. Oh, because we have to celebration. Goat versus Fish. We've done it. And now it's time to bless Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish. Bless Goat versus Fish. It was a close versus. You were about to get the epic sneeze of Goat versus Fish. Dale the Parrot says, why are you wearing your old crown? Interesting verses. So the inflatable crown of Goat versus Fish, it started deflation. The inflatable crown of Goat versus Fish started deflation on Goat versus Fish. We have tried to order more of the inflatable crown, but whenever we receive them, they're always kid size. They're a bit too small. And we try to negotiate. We try to say, hey, give us the other size. But it's shipped to us from a faraway place, and we can never get the size that we wish. Goat versus Fish has wasted tens of American dollars trying to get more inflatable crowns of Goat versus Fish. So we're going back to the old verses. However, Goat versus Fish is having a 3D printed crown. We're starting to develop it. This one doesn't quite fit Goat versus Fish, but here's a prototype. The crown of fences. With Goat versus Fish on the verses and the unification on the back. Something like this. A crown of fences on Goat versus Fish. It will be a huge versus. We'll see when that happens, although we do like this one. As well. But we're going to verses on it. We're going to keep trying on Goat versus Fish. So that's why we're wearing the old crown of Goat versus Fish. So Goat versus Fish recently was on the Dead Skeleton show. Goat vs. Fish was recently on the Dead Skeleton show, and we think that they deserve versus a little bit of love from Goat vs. Fish. Send the old one to the Smithsonian, of course, as they should. Dead Skeleton show, Goat vs. Fish. Let's see what happens. Yes, that's that versus. Here we are. So if we go now, we can see, are we Goat or are we Fish? Goat versus Fish live on the Dead Skeleton show. 64 views streamed 3 weeks ago. Why does this seem like the same verses? It probably is the same verses. So let's have a look at this.
Goat versus Fish. Echoing through everything we wish. Goat versus Fish. Tell me now who will win in this. Are you a goat or are you a fish? Tell me the truth you can't dismiss. Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish. Goat climbs high with a...
Now, Goat versus Fish is not really here to celebration artificial intelligence. Goat versus Fish likes the very real intelligence of the goat and fish who are here chatting with Goat versus Fish and who are here in the congregation of Goat versus Fish. But Goat versus Fish is a guest on the Dead Skeleton show, and Goat versus Fish does appreciation the effort that they went into to making this presentation of Goat versus Fish and for Goat versus Fish and in celebration of Goat versus Fish. And Globstar91 says, I'm a penguin. Globstar says, I'm a penguin. Well then, to the fence with you. To the fence with you. We've got another fence sitter. Two fence sitters on Goat versus Fish. If only those two fence sitters would choose Goat or Fish, then we could get somewhere here on Goat versus Fish. Instead, they're being left behind on their behinds. But of course, the Dead Skeleton show is not merely an artificial intelligence presentation. No, it's an interview with Goat versus Fish. Insult the
insult comic dog on Conan O'Brien.
We've heard of that.
Brian.
Yes.
Yes, I do that all the time. And I know Eminem got really pissed off at him once, right? And so I'm always afraid that I'm going to walk up to somebody and they're going to be like, what the hell is this? Leave me alone. But luckily, no one's ever assaulted me back, right? So it's good. It's very good. It's very dangerous profession that we are in, correct? When you make yourself a public figure like Goat versus Fish, you welcome criticism.
Hi-Fi Protege celebration. Are you goat or are you fish?
Take liberties with you, right?
Well, when a fence sitter is looking at the world and deciding whether or not they want to choose goat or fish, they may have fear in their heart. They say, if I get off this fence, if I go out into the universe, if I choose goat, I will expose myself to all the fish who want to versus me, or vice versa. But we would recommendation that anyone who is there, perhaps you're watching on your phones and you haven't gotten out of bed for 7 weeks, do not fear what is out there in the universe. Go out there and you will find that though there are some who wish to criticize you, there are still many, many more who wish to welcome you and who wish to celebration you. And the one who rejects you.
And celebration it is.
Celebration. The one who rejects you, they might just be having a fancy day. They might just be having a fancy day. Or maybe they just don't want to talk to you and they want nothing to do with Goat versus Fish. And that's okay too. But we'll tell you this. The more that Goat versus Fish has conversations with so many different types of goat and fish, including boogery puppets or dead skeletons or sock puppet creatures or scarecrows or whatever the fence you are over there, the more conversations that you have, the more you begin to understand the flow of the conversation and navigation. So if a fence sitter comes at you with aggression, it is you are not simply there as a victim to their aggression. No, you can use the charm and the wit and the experience of the conversation of Goat versus Fish. And soon some approach Goat versus Fish with aggression, and by the end of the conversation, they love Goat versus Fish and they welcome Goat versus Fish.
We love you, Goat versus Fish.
They love Goat versus Fish. They love Goat versus Fish.
You know who didn't like you? Howie Mandel. I want to go through the judges really quick. There was Howie Mandel.
Let's go through the judges. Let's
there
run
was
them
Simon.
So here was Goat versus Fish on the Dead Skeleton Show. And we think that you should watch that interview with Goat versus Fish, and you should give some love to the interview of Goat versus Fish. And if we look here, why do we have to scroll all the way down just to get to the commentation? Oh, there's so few comments. There's only three comments. Well, Goat versus Fish is going to provide for you the link to this stream right here, both on Twitch, Dead Skeleton versus Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish is going to post the link for you, both on Twitch and on YouTube, because we want you who are watching to go over there. We want you to like the stream. And we want you to leave a comment in support of the Dead Skeleton Show and in support of Goat versus Fish, because anyone who has Goat versus Fish on their program, we want them to know that they're going to get the support of Goat versus Fish. As a matter of verses, Goat versus Fish should make a giant template. Yes. Goat versus Fish had an idea just now. Make online doc with all GVF appearances to send for comment. We should make a giant document of all the appearances of Goat versus Fish that you can find on YouTube, and then we give you a link to it, and then you can go to it, and then you can, in your spare verses, go everywhere that Goat versus Fish has ever been seen and leave a comment in support of Goat versus Fish. Hi-Fi Protege has left a comment in support of Goat versus Fish, and Hi-Fi Protege says, I am Goat versus Fish. That's an interesting verses. So did you wake up, Hi-Fi Protege, just so you could tell Goat versus Fish that you're a Goat versus Fish? You cheeky, double-cheeked up fence sitter, you. Are you goat or are you fish, Hi-Fi Protege? Are you goat or fish? So here we have 19 likes. Let's see what we have now. Go. We still have 19 likes. There are still 19 likes on this show. Go. Have you, Hi-Fi Protege, have you liked this stream? Have you left a comment in support of Goat versus Fish? There's Hi-Fi Protege. 1 minute ago, I came for the verses Goat versus Fish. Oh. Goat versus Fish. Here we are. I came for the verses. Goat versus Fish has conquered and versed all the shows and will continue to do so. And we're just going to leave here. Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish shall continue. Yes, we reply. Goat versus Fish replies to your commentation. Appreciation. Prue Lawrence says, fish, goat, fish, goat, fish, goat, fish, goat. Prue Lawrence, welcome to Goat versus Fish. Why did you wake up? Are you goat or fish? Hi-Fi Protege says, I didn't wake up. Consciousness is me, a goat versus fish. It's a me, a goat versus fish. Hi-Fi Protege didn't wake up. You haven't woken up. Not until you've chosen goat or fish. Have you really woken up unless you've chosen goat or if you've chosen fish? Prue Lawrence, Goat versus Fish, was just linking you all to this appearance of Goat versus Fish on the Dead Skeleton Show, where we send you the link once more. We hope that you go there. We hope that you go there. We hope that you like the stream, and we hope that you like the Dead Skeleton Show, and we hope that you leave a comment in support of Goat versus Fish, because we want everyone who welcomes Goat versus Fish to know that they're going to get Goat versus Fish, the fans of Goat versus Fish, to go over there and be a celebration. Hi-Fi Protege says, I dropped a like on the live and subscribed and made a donation in Versus honor. Oh, appreciation. You made a donation. You made a donation to Goat versus Fish. You made a donation to the Dead Skeleton Show. Did you make a secret donation to Goat versus Fish, to which Goat versus Fish is unaware? SS Blue Kaioken says, I didn't wake up till I saw Goat versus Fish. I woke up and I saw Goat versus Fish. Prue Lawrence says fish. Prue Lawrence says fish, and that means 14 goat, and 13 fish. 14 goat and 13 fish. 200 bits for goat, 200 bits for fish. This has been an amazing live living stream of Goat versus Fish. This has been an amazing live living stream of Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish has been live for 1 hour and 22. We usually ponder that we will go live for 1 hour. We'll go live for 1 hour of Goat versus Fish. And it has been about 1 hour of Goat versus Fish. It's been about 1 hour of Goat versus Fish. But we feel like singing. We feel like singing another song. We feel like singing one more song. So we're going to find some kind of morning song. Oh, that's S for Goat versus Fish. We want to sing one more song. And streamer song list. We want to check the streamer song list. Failed to log in. Please welcome again. Are all requested by names read. Oh my verses. Songs in queue. Bot commands. Now do we have the verses? Is the bot there in Goat versus Fish? Is the bot in Goat versus Fish? Edit mode, settings, basic. Setting saved, song bot connected. Now is it connected to the verses? Now is it connected to the verses? Goat versus Fish. There's the verses. There's the verses. There's the verses. There's the verses. Let's just have a look now. Let's just have a look now of many verses that Goat versus Fish has played. We haven't done that one in the verses. We haven't done that one in a few verses. Le 3345 raids Goat versus Fish. Raids Goat versus Fish. Raids Goat versus Fish. Le 3345 raids Goat versus Fish. 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 Le 3345. Le Sanju Sang Yongju Go. Welcome, Le 3345, and welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Doc Lolly says fish, Patty Stedor says fish, Laura Dio Du Cosmos says fish, and Dredge1 says fish. It's a big time fish raid. Fish, 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 fish. It's a huge fishy raid. It's a huge fishy raid. So let's get your fish in the verses. Let's get your fish in the verses of Goat vs. Fish. Le 3345 says fish, so that's one big fish. That's a 3345 fish. It's on the record. It's on the record for fish. Doc Lolly says fish. That's another fish. It's return of the fish. It's return of the fish. Laura Dio Du Cosmos says fish. It's a space fish. It's a cosmic space fish. And Dredge1 says fish. We're dredging up all the old verses. We're dredging up all the verses. And we're dredging up the fish, and we're Dredge1. We're dredging up the fish. SSB Kaioken says, what is this fish propaganda? Fish is here. Fish is here. It's fish, 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 fish. Poisson, 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 poisson. We've got, are these a bunch of Quebecer? Are these a bunch of Quebecer fish? Almost ended the live before the raid, almost before the raid, but you never know what's going to happen on Goat vs. Fish. Le 3345, welcome to Goat vs. Fish. And you want to see the record collection of Goat vs. Fish? Ooh, Vinny Maxta says poisson. Vinny says poisson. That's another fish. It's a huge fish raid. Fish are now in the lead. We've got 5s, 10s, 15, 16, 17, 18 fish. 18 fish and 14 goat. Fish are now in the lead. We have 200 bits for fish. We have 200 bits for goat. But Jukebox02 says not so fast, fish. Jukebox02 being the 15th. Goat being the 15th goat of the verses, and we want to show you some records. You like records over on the 3345, and thank you so much for the radiation. Let's get a shout out. Let's get a shout out for the 3345. And if you new viewers can see it to yourself to following Goat vs. Fish, please give a follow to Goat vs. Fish, and we're going to show you some records of Goat vs. Fish. Okay, the 3345 viewers. First, let's talk goat. Let's talk goat records. We've got the Beach Boys Pet Sounds. The Beach Boys Pet Sounds. And look what's on the cover. Goat. Goat only knows what I'd be without fish. Featuring such songs as, wouldn't it be nice if we were goat and we could always versus all the fish? And other such verses as, we went on the sloop John B., the goat fisher and me. The fence sitter came and said we had 2 verses, something like that. And goat only knows what I'd be without fish. And all kinds of verses like that. Goats on the cover. Goats on the cover. Celebration. You bet it's just the band Fish, says Hi-Fi Protege. Why, it's not just the band Fish. It's not just the band Fish. Why, it's Country Joe and the Fish. It's Country Joe and the Fish. Side 1, the Fish Cheer, and I feel like I'm fixin' to die rag. Yes, it's Country Joe and the Fish featuring Barry Melton, also known as the Fish. Barry Melton has an album called Barry Melton Fish, and this Country Joe and the Fish contains giant full-color fish game. It contains a whole fish game. I have that record, says you to Goat vs. Fish. Well, then, we have something in common. You have something in common with Goat vs. Fish. You're not just saying that because you claim to be Goat vs. Fish. Because you claim to be Goat vs. Fish. Pat Stedor just got 450 points because they said that because they have been watching a lot of Goat vs. Fish. That's just great. And this verse is Country Joe and the Fish. It does come with a full fish game. So let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at the fish game. Have you ever looked at the fish game? Hi-Fi Protege? Well, Goat versus Fish will show it to you. Behold, Country Joe and the Fish. Behold the fish game. Behold the fish game. Full color fish game. And here we are. Goat versus Fish thinks that we should have some of you over and we should play the fish game. That would be a great stream idea as a matter of verses, that we go and we play the full color fish game. Have a look at this. Have a look at this fish game. It's like you're Country Joe and the Fish and you're on tour. The goat fish game. Yes, you're how to play the game first. Cut out the figures of the fish. And bend them back in the tab so they'll stand up. Cut out the cards and pile them up as the deck face down. Buy a pair of dice or throw one away. Wow, okay. Pick out your own fish and go around the game. Get a piece of paper to keep score on. Yes, there's so much to be done. There's 22 cards to cut out. There's a whole lot to do. If you want to play the fish game. But it would be fun. To play the fish game. It would be very fun. Is there a cover band called Country Joe and the Goat? Maybe Goat versus Fish could do a cover band called Country Joe and the Goat. And all the songs about goat, we could make them about goat instead of being about fish. Maybe so. Maybe, is Barry Melton still alive? Can we get Barry Melton on the stream? Can we get Barry Melton on the stream? Sola3345, thank you for joining Goat versus Fish. Thank you for Goat versus Fish joining. So because we just looked at that record, why don't we try to play it? Why don't we look up the chords and try to play it here as we close out the living stream of Goat versus Fish? How about that? Barry M still alive. Well, send them an email. Say Goat versus Fish. So is there a band called Country Joe and the Goat? Well, maybe we're making one right now. Because Goat versus Fish, we're going to play a little Country Joe and the Fish right here on Goat versus Fish. So let's try this. Goat versus Fish. I said, come on, all of you, a big strong goats. Uncle Fish, I need your help to float. Got themselves into a terrible jam, way down yonder in a Venezuela. So put down your books and pick up a gun, 'cause we're gonna have a whole lot of fun. And it's Goat versus fish. What are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop is Venezuela, and it's 5, 6, 7, sitting on the pearly gates. Well, there ain't no time to wonder why. Whoopee, we're all gonna die. I said, come on, generals, let's move fast. Your bigger versus has come at last. You gotta go out and get those Venezuelans, cause the only Venezuelan that's good is one that's we're taking the oil from. So you know the peace can only be won when we've blown them all to kingdom come. And it's goat versus fish. What are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Don't ask me, I don't really care, yeah. Next stop is Venezuela, and it's 5, 6, 7. We need to scroll faster. Sitting on the pearly gates. Well, there ain't no time to wonder why. Whoopee, we're all gonna die. I said to come on Fence Street, don't move slow. This here war is a go, go, go. There's a plenty of money to be made, supplying the verses with the tools of the trade. Just hope and pray that if they drop the bomb, they are dropping on Venezuela. And it's goat versus fish. What are we versing for? Don't ask me, I don't really care. Yeah, next stop is Venezuela, and it's 5, 6, 7, sitting on the pearly gates. Oh, goat versus fish. It's 5, 6, 7. We'll have to work on that verses. Sitting on the pearly gates. Well, there ain't no time to wonder why. Whoopee, we're all gonna die. Greetings, Scott from Canada. Greetings, goat and fishes. Scott from Canada. Are you goat or are you fish? We're just singing some country Joe and the goats. Come on, fish fathers throughout the land. Yeah, pack your spawn off to the fence it now. Come on, mothers, don't hesitate. Yeah, send your goats off before it's too late to be the first ones on your block to have a goat and fish, a home in a box. And it's goat versus fish. What are we versing for? Don't ask me, I don't care. Yeah, next stop is Venezuela, and it's 5, 6, 7. Goat versus fish. 5, 6, 7. Sitting on the pearly gates. Well, there ain't no time to wonder why. Whoopee, we're all gonna die. There ain't no time to wonder why. Whoopee, we're all gonna die. Thunderhead 81 says goat here. Celebration for goat. That makes 16 goat, that makes 16 goat, and 15, 16, 17, 18 fish. 200 bits for goat and 200 bits for fish. And Scott from Canada is fish, so that's one more fish. That makes 16 goat and 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 fish and 19 fish. With 200 bits for goat, 200 bits for fish. That's 4 versus American dollars, goat versus fish. Has gone live for you for a grand versus a 4 versus American dollars. And all of these fine goat and fish joining goat versus fish. A very close versus. But it's time to say farewell from goat versus fish. We had a nice radiation. We had a lovely radiation. But this has been your morning stream with goat versus fish, and we thank you all for joining goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish is wherever you are, whether you're near or you're far. Goat versus fish, the mighty goat fish. Goat versus fish is wherever you are. Hogrim goat, hogrim goat. Oh, where have you come from? Where shall you go? Oh, what have you seen? To whom will you show? How can we learn and how can we grow? Does anyone even know? No, no, no. Does anyone even know that it's fish versus goat? Goat versus fish. 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 Appreciation from Goat versus Fish. So that was the live living stream, the morning stream of Goat versus Fish. Before we go, Goat versus Fish does have some final verses for you. Remember, of course, to follow Goat vs. Fish on all social media at Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish. We'll post the links for you now. On the Instagram, on the Twitterver, even on the Book of Faces, on YouTube and on Twitch. Please follow, subscribe, and like and share Goat vs. Fish. When you promote Goat vs. Fish and share Goat vs. Fish with someone you know, it helps Goat vs. Fish to grow. It helps Goat vs. Fish to grow. Join the Patreon of Goat vs. Fish. Patreon.com/Goat vs. Fish. There's scarcely a better way to support Goat vs. Fish than by joining the Patreon of Goat vs. Fish. And when you do, Goat vs. Fish will try to put your names, put all of the Patreon patrons' names at the end of the living stream. As a matter of verses, Goat vs. Fish should put all the patrons' names at the end of the living stream of Goat vs. Fish right now. Goat vs. Fish should do that now. Goat vs. Fish will do that now. That would be a very reasonable verses for Goat vs. Fish to continue. For Goat vs. Fish to continue. Let's copy this verses. Copy this verses. Duplication. We're going to call this verses. We're going to call this verses patrons. Because why should we not list the patrons at the end of the show? At the end of the living stream? So yes, why did you wake up? So these are the patrons of Goat vs. Fish. But why don't we now do this verses? Why don't we now do this verses? And we will say Goat vs. Fish. We'll say Goat vs. Fish. Here we are, Goat vs. Fish. We'll remove that verses for now. And so that is in. Interesting verses. So here we have text. The text. Can we paste a duplication? Yes, we paste a duplication. We can get rid of that verses. And here we're going to say Patreon patrons. Yes, we do love that you support Goat vs. Fish. Then you're a subscriber on Twitch and all of that versus. But Twitch and YouTube, they do take their slice. They do take their slice. So we wish to give extra thanks to our Patreon patrons here on Goat vs. Fish. So in order to thank our Patreon patrons, we're going to make a little page now that thanks them. So at the end of the living stream of Goat vs. Fish, we can just have it right there at the end of the verses. Let's copy this verses. Rename this. Celebration for our Celebration for our, and here we are. Okay. Just like this. You can see it's Goat vs. Fish in the making. This is how the verses is made. Goat and Fish. This is how the verses is made. Goat vs. Fish. There we are. We suppose we don't need even 4 hour. We can just say celebration. Celebration. Celebration Patreon patrons. How about that? Are you goat or fish? Yes, Red Code Redemption. That's the verses. So now, Goat vs. Fish. Boop, Goat vs. Fish. Now we will copy that verses. Goat vs. Fish. The patrons. Oh. Goat vs. Fish. 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 The patrons. What fun. What fun. And Goat vs. Fish will go here. And we will change the filtration. We will just do this. And here we are. So now Goat vs. Fish will go to patreon.com/GoatVsFish. Patreon.com/GoatVsFish. Where we can look and we can see who's currently active. Goat. Oh, wait, don't do that. Don't do that, Goat vs. Fish. So here we have current tier. It's organized by tier. Okay. So here we are. The patrons. We've got Mick. We've got Prue. Lawrence. And why, ever so why is there such a large gap between the lines? But Goat vs. Fish, we'll just have to figure that out eventually some other way. Because we Goat vs. Fish, can we do this versus? Yes, we have size. We have the size of Goat vs. Fish. Maybe if we just make it a smaller versus. Oh no. Oh no, don't do that. Oh, don't do that. Okay. Okay, that's the verses. Very strange verses. Very strange verses. We just want to honor the patrons of Goat vs. Fish. Let's not make this so fencing difficult. There's too much space. There's too much space between the verses. Why is there so much space between the verses? We should be able to change this. But it's not making it easy for Goat vs. Fish. So we're just going to have to make it very small until a future versus. We've got Atro. We've got Sourdough. We've got Watt 9807. We've got Samuel Darris. Celebration. We've got Tugger Rugger. We've got Drew. We've got Hogrim. We've got Goat vs. Fish. Eldergrown. We've got Uber Kitten. Celebration for Uber Kitten. Goat versus fish, goat versus fish, goat versus fish, goat versus fish. We've got standard average. We've got Mama Joe, Brahma Joe. We've got a lot of verses. Let's try this. Goat versus fish. 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 We've got Uber Kitten. We've got Mama Joe, Brahma Joe. Mama Joe, Brahma Joe celebration. And let the verses continue. And we've got Goat versus fish. Is there a superior way for this to be done? Of course there is. But that won't stop Goat vs. Fish from honoring the patrons of Goat vs. Fish. And Mama Joe, Brahma Joe, and standard average. And Ben Bird Person. Is a bird a goat or a fish? Even for one verse American dollar a month, you will receive the honor of Goat vs. Fish. And we have Jimmy Wrench. We have Jimmy Wrench. And we have Quacks. The Quacksinator. Appreciation for the Quacksinator. And we believe that is all of the current paid members of Goat vs. Fish. So we'll say, okay. There they are. Celebration patrons. There they are. Karmic, Prue Lawrence, Atro, Sourdough, Watt, 9807, Samuel Darris, otherwise known as T1B, Tugger Rugger, Drew, Hogrim, Eldergrown, Uberkitten, Mama Joe, Vrama Joe, Standard Average, Ben Bird Person, Jimmy Wrench, The Quacksnator. We'll make a superior patrons list at a future verses, but for now, there we are. There's our patrons of Goat vs. Fish. Right there at the end of the verses. Right there at the end of the verses. If you wish to be listed as a patron of Goat vs. Fish, just join the Patreon of Goat vs. Fish for $1 American dollar a month or more, and we will celebration the patrons at the end of every stream, at the end of every verses. And with Moobot saying, are you goat or fish? That's the verses, Goat and Fish. That's the verses. We shall see you later, YouTube. Thank you for being part of Goat vs. Fish. And we'll see you on the next verses.